Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Well, we have sort of recovered from our predicament. Just got done finishing lunch. I've been working in the field across the road, got it all finished up and ready for planting. We are in the beginning of March, and I'm going to plant some oats this year, but a lot of things have changed, everybody. We're going to go over it real quick now that I got my camera set up again. Got rid of one of the grain carts for, now because I had to come up with a lot of money in a hurry. We sold off over the winter pretty much almost everything. In fact, I've got two trucks sitting down there, the only two straight trucks that were left over from the other farm. They're back there. Um, if you notice in here, it's pretty bleak. We had to sell off the Claws, the only tractor that we've got right now that is capable of doing all of our field work is the Case 9390. I'm still really, really tight on money after selling off everything. In order to get everything paid back, I basically had to sell off all the equipment. Fred took some of it. The piece of land that is over there across the railroad tracks, I sold it off. And we are as close to debt free as we can get. Now, I don't know what's happened, but my banker has told me he can't get me a loan. Because of what has happened and everything that has gone down, he's afraid of having, money stuck out on him. So, all we have for the time being is, try to get some money in from crops and see what we come up with. Now, I know it's been very, very demanding on us, but we're getting there, we're making it work. So, it is what it is, and we're just going to keep right on a rolling. But like I said, I finished lunch. We're going to fire this back up, and we've got just one of our fields actually finished. Well, besides the canola here. And that's this one across the road. It is completely done. Now, if you'll notice, Fred and I have been very busy. There is 0 ditches out in that field anymore. Fred and I went through, filled them all in, had an assessor come out, and he looked everything over and said, yep. He said, with the way we filled them in and the fact that we packed them down, we're good to go. We are good to go. Now, Fred, on the other hand, has been very busy. He finished all of his ground. We had kind of a warm February. I was still dealing with how to get my loan repaid and everything else. But we had kind of a warm February, so Fred got all of his ground ready for seeding, and he's on vacation, of all things. So it's, it's just us working out here in the fields today. Which, that's okay. We're going to get things done. We have got to get money in. So if you didn't notice, there's not a single combine on our property. We don't own a combine right now. I had to sell both of those combines, those nice, beautiful internationals off. Well, Case internationals. You know what? I'm going to go up here and do the field up on the right. At least get it done. I need to do it. Start on the other side of this bridge this time. Work my way down that way. Yeah, this has just not been a very good situation. Now, we still have our land here that we recently purchased. So, yeah, we lost a lot of ground, but we have some we can make up. Now, I do have my soybeans. I still have my soybeans to sell, and that could be a redeeming grace for me. I'm just hoping it's enough to buy a combine. That's the goal anyway. It's just that it's enough to buy a combine. That and maybe a tractor other than this for planting. Now, don't get me wrong. This can do a beautiful job of planting, but we don't need something this big to do the planting. This is just too much, you know. I did have a sit down after everything was said and done, and I did get a second visit, and the chicken mafia said if I keep my nose out of their business and I don't buy any more land in this area, they're going to leave me alone. So maybe we have finally reached a truce with them, and we're going to be okay. I don't know. I really don't, everybody. I'm just going to take it very easy, very careful, and we're not going to do anything other than work our ground and keep our business to ourselves. So that's what we're going to do. Now, Fred's still with me. He, like I said, he's just been on vacation. Go ahead and refold this up here, because we've got to go on back in. I figured I might as well work my way in. This is a rather unusual setup for a field, let me tell you. Beautiful field, though. But unusual. I wonder if the co-op forgot to lime this. Maybe not. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we get into it. Oh boy, I'm getting way off course here. Let's get back to it here. So yeah, that's all the information that I know at this point in time. And things are kind of crazy. They really are. We're just going to take everything one step and one day at a time, and we're going to recover from this. It's just going to be difficult. Now, I do have some money available for this, that. Not a whole bunch. I think I've got roughly about 56,000 or so left in the bank. And, hopefully that gets me through. I haven't had to really buy anything. I've got all my services are kind of up to date. This tractor is probably close to due for a service. I'd say I'd have to look at home, but I'd say it's probably, a couple of hours away from needing service. Now, I know I was able to get through here with the plow. Do I have to fold this to get in here? I don't think so. I think it's wide enough. This is the very back corner of this field. Boy, this is quite the field, let me tell you, everybody. It's not what I expected for sure. There's a lot of ground back here that is hard to get to. But it's only hard to get to just because of, the area that we're in. Lot of hills here. This is kind of hilly ground. Um, but there's a lot of little creeks. Lots and lots of little creeks. So we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, well, I'm going to get to it. I'll see y'all here in a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, we got something going wrong here. I don't know what it is, but we're losing forward momentum. I'm noticing there's quite a bit more black, looks like coming out of the stack. And man, I just cannot get this thing to pull it together. I don't know what's going on here, but it's having a heck of a time, and it's never had a problem ever pulling this cultivator. I know my tires are aired up and everything seems to be okay, but yeah, we're not making any headway. In fact, it just keeps getting slower and slower and unable to pull even more and more. So I don't know, I'm starting to get a little bit worried here. I don't have any bells or whistles going off. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What's going on? Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's not good. Well, let's hope it can make it over to the house. Let's just raise it up, fold it up, and see if we can make it there. I'm going to just go out onto the ditch. Take it nice and slow here. Come on. Please hold together back to the house for me. Uh-oh. That's it, everybody. That's as fast as it will let me go. Let me see if I tap it here. There we go. I was able to get it up a gear. I don't know if it'll hold it or not. Yeah, it's going to be a long trip home. Oh, this is not what I needed. By far not what I needed. Let's see, I'm not overheating. Everything's in the green. I mean, everything looks good. So I don't know. And like I said, none of my dash lights are on. But something has gone majorly wrong. We just got to get it to the house. That's all there is to it. Is just wing it till we get there. But I'll see you once I get to the shed. Well, everybody, I got her put in here, and man, there was a loud pop when I shut her down. I don't know. I pulled the oil, and there's still oil in it, and it doesn't look too bad, but it don't look great. I don't know what in the world to do at this point. I really don't. I don't have another tractor that can pull that cultivator. I'd just rip the guts out of the poor New Holland trying, and the white, yeah, no way. Um, man, I don't know what to do. I guess all I can do is call the dealership and I guess see if they've got anything available cheap that would have enough power to pull that. And it's going to have to be like dirt cheap. I mean, dirt cheap. So I guess let's go over here. I did trade off the Chevy for another Chevy. I didn't tell you guys that. I found this one and traded off my original for this Silverado here that's been custom built. So this has got a Cummins engine in it. They've redone the interior, you know. Basically, I didn't need a flatbed, and the guy that had this needed a work truck, so I traded him. I think I got a pretty good deal out of it, to be honest. But I guess I'm going to head towards the dealership, and I'll see you guys there. I call them on the way and see what I can come up with. I don't know what else to do. So we'll see you here in a few when I get there. All right, everybody. Well, I made it here, and I called them on the way, and we've got a couple of options, not many. I think I'll just pull up over here, and we'll go check them out. There we go. Oh, man, that is a nice truck. Wish I would have found that a lot earlier. Okay, well, given the situation, they really didn't have a lot of options. Nope, it's all over here. They've got this 8960 that came in on trade. It's got about 100 hours on it. It's decent condition. It's got enough power that it could do the job. They want 52,000 for this, and that, man, that's awful high. They went way too much for that versatile because I would love to have that. And the other option is this old Steiger Tiger. It's a 1979 Steiger Tiger. It's a KP 525. Yeah, they want 30 for it. Now, it has got a ton of hours on it, but the one thing about this Steiger is the engine has been redone. Let's see what we can see here. Not much. Let's fire it up and have a listen, shall we? Sounds pretty good. It's cheap enough that I could, maybe get away with it. Decent visibility. I don't know. I don't know. This would realistically be the only thing I could afford. Now, I've got 57 in the bank. So we could afford this John Deere 8960. No guarantee on the engine. It has never been rebuilt. But they said this engine is good for a decent amount of time. So, yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. Um, I am somewhat familiar with this tractor, sorta. I've run one before, but yeah, I don't know. It is a difficult decision. Now, the only other thing he had is this roller here. We could take all of our chiseled ground and flatten it out with this roller, but it'd have to be pulled behind. Well, it'd have to be pulled behind the New Holland. I'd have to dig out the duals that go on it, and the workload would be a hair bit more to get this up and running. I don't know. It's a very tough decision right now. You know, I've got the John Deere. I do have a little bit of mechanical knowledge. Steiger, I kind of do too, a little bit. You know, it's pretty similar to the 9190 that we had. Not 100%, but close. It is close to the 9190. In fact, it's pretty close in horsepower to the 9190. The 8960 is actually a little bit less horsepower, but it could still get the job done for our needs. I'm just torn between which one would be better for our farm. I mean, I don't know. But I've got to make a decision because I've got ground that has to be worked. I also need something that's not going to put me belly flopping up. Oh, and there's nothing that I can lease. They are out of lease tractors right now. I've already looked into that. I thought maybe, that could be an option, but no, it isn't. So, I don't know. I'm going to think about it here for a minute, and I sure wish Fred was here, but yeah. I'll be back with you here in just a few. Hey, everybody. Well, I've made my decision, and I'm a lot broker than I was, and it took them forever to get me back to my house and get this delivered over here. I have got next to no money. Man, I was really truly going to go with the Steiger, but I don't know. Something just called to me about the John Deere. It just, it was running good and in good shape. So I stuck with it. And I got over here and I'm back to working this field again. And the John Deere is having no trouble getting through it and just getting the work done, which, that's all that matters right now. It's getting the job done. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about the hours a little bit on it, but you know, I've had John Deeres that were well up into the 230 range before they needed something. So I'm not terribly worried about it, but I know that at some point the John Deere will need some work in the future. But for now, it is suiting our purposes and getting the job done. So I guess I can't complain about that. Really, really, truly can't. So we'll just make the best of it for the moment and keep right on a going here. I don't know what this is all going to come down to, but I just hope I don't have any more expenses right now because if I do, I'm in trouble. I can't afford it. I really can't. I won't be able to. Oh, come on. But I guess for the time being, it is what it is. And we're going to make the best of it. So I'll see you here in a few. Well, everybody, I think we are getting down to the end of this. I'm getting to the point where I'm having trouble seeing. The front lights aren't all that great, but man, the back lights are perfect. I do believe we have got this finished up now, and not even a moment too soon. It's been a day, let me tell you. There is no entrance into this field specifically. I just found a spot in the ditch to come through. I thought there was, but apparently there isn't a place to actually get in and out. So, like I said, I've just been picking somewhere to get in and out of the field. But yeah. Well, I can say one thing. So far, I am pleased with the John Deere. I think it's doing a great job of working the fields. Um, kind of dark in here, you know. Kind of dark outside too, but think I'm going to call it for tonight. And I think that's all of the ground that I was going to plant to oats. So I'm not going to get too super excited by it. But yeah, I do believe that the John Deere has done us a good job. So I kind of missed the case, to be honest. It was easier for seeing the gauges. All the gauges are kind of clustered down here, whereas the gauges were over on that pillar. I could quickly look up at them, but not that big of a deal. You know, John Deere did do that with the newer series, but not this series. So for now, it is what it is, and we're going to make the best of it. But I think that is going to be it for today. Man, we've had a heck of a day. I don't know what I'm going to do with the case. I'm just beside myself. I've got to get it into the dealership and see what they can do with it. But right now, I just don't have the money if something is wrong to fix it. So I'm kind of at a standstill where this is just going to have to do the work, and I'm just going to have to be okay with it. That's all there is to it. There just isn't another option. There's no money somewhere I could make. I mean, I could look at selling off some of my cattle, but I don't think I could make enough money to work that in. I just don't think it's going to be feasible or possible. So, oh well, we'll make do. I am just glad, to be honest, to be closer to home where I can actually get things done. And yeah, see what we can do. So, well, everybody, I hope you have a great one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.